Hey everybody, welcome back to Barber Dave's Barbershop at Home. I called kind of an audible today and we'll go over that in a few minutes. But before we get started, as always, some administrative stuff to get out of the way. Don't forget right here, www.theshavingcadre.com. We feel we're the best gentlemanly shaving forum and other interest forum on the interweb. So please come check us out there. You can also see the website right there. Also, right over here, Barber Pole, Cowboy Hat. That's my subscribe button. Please subscribe to our channel. We certainly appreciate it. And ring the bell down here somewhere, and you will get notifications of when we have new content. And then also, right up here, look for some of the guys that support the TSC and members of the TSC and support their channels. I called an audible today because I got some, I was excited to get some shaving stuff in the mail yesterday, and as those of you know that buy from the Holy Black, you need to be Johnny on the spot and get it done right away. So we're going to forego the continuation of the Convex honed razor for a day or two. I'm going to shave with the rest of the week, and I'll probably on next Sunday I'll give a final thing. But let me say one thing: I appreciate all the comments you guys are making, but guys, I don't care about the technical names. Now, if I misspoke, I apologize. All I care about is, does the razor shave the face well, and how does it compare to a regularly flat honed edge on the face? All the other techno mumbo jumbo, that's great. If that's your hobby, more power to it. I don't care. I just care how it makes my face feel. Now, if it was watches, that's a different thing. And those of you that are in the business, I appreciate what you're saying and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's rubbing steel on a rock, and how does it make your face feel? So enough of that. So the Holy Black, as you know, they do very limited editions. Some people get a little upset at that because you have to be right there, and then a bunch of people buy a bunch, whatever. It's still a good product, but it's a one-shot deal. Usually you get it, you use it, never to see it again. Well, this one sparked my interest, and because it's an Oriental, and the cool thing about it is, as is typical with the Holy Black, the presentation is wonderful. These are mini steamers, you know, like you'd get dumplings in and stuff like that. Now, do not, whatever you do not try to lather in this, because it's open on the bottom. So even any water you put in is going to go right through. Don't ask me how I know that. I guess I should have looked first. So this is a bowl lather today, but the soap comes in a beautiful, now you can't see it, but basically it comes kind of chunky. Now, the difference with this soap is this soap was aged and was made without water. It used green tea in place of the water, and that was aged for about a year to have that water come out. And it's got a nice char. They actually charred the top, and then also gold leaf. Can you figure? Gold leaf, isn't that cool? This was actually one of the cheapest offerings that the Holy Black has ever come out with, which I was surprised. I think it retailed, it's sold out now, but it retailed for $59.99, and that was with the aftershave. And this aftershave is more like an EDP, so really neat stuff. So I bowl lathered it. All you need is a very, maybe a thumbnail amount. Soak it in water in your bowl and go from there. It does come out kind of a brownish color, but I removed most of the gold leaf because somebody I know wants to use it for artwork, which is cool. Now, the notes on this soap are night blooming jasmine, cherry blossom, and green tea extract. That's it. But as the flavor starts to progress, you get hints of apple and stuff like that. So I'm really excited about this to see how using the green tea extract works better. Now I'm using a Sorrentino Pillars of Creation. This kind of matched the brush, but it lathered extremely easily by adding water. The first hit that you get right in the face is the jasmine. Wow. I mean, you get the jasmine huge. And you're starting to, you know, you get a little bit of the cherry blossoms, but this is definitely an Oriental floral. No doubt whatsoever. It can be used by both men and women. And it's not, if you like rose, but you can't physically use rose because of you may have an aversion to rose fragrances like I do, this will be a great alternative. And as you start agitating the lather, and the lather is typical of the Holy Black, just wonderful. It's not a pure white lather. It's a little bit on the beige or tan side, which is fine, but feels wonderful on the face, very creamy. Actually, it feels a little bit more creamy than Tangerine Creeper and Lavender Creeper. But then again, this has no cooling agent in it at all. I'm not getting any tingling, which sometimes I do get from florals. But the apple's starting to come out just a little bit. And today, since it's a Japanese theme shave, we're going to be using the Feather AS D2 Kamisori, the DX model. I'm sorry, not the ASD2, that's that. The DX model. It's got a feather pro blade in it. Now, Nurse David had said that I use my pinky out, and that's not true. What I do is there's a thumb notch. I put my thumb in the thumb notch. I put my 3 fingertips lightly, and I take the pinky and put it underneath. And what it does is it allows the razor to feel heavier, because I'm pushing down with the 3 fingers, pushing up with the pinky, and then my thumb's in the thumb notch, so it balances the razor really well. First impression is it's very nice. Especially for the first time using it. I haven't used this Kamisori in a while. But typical of the Feather, it's a great blade. The jasmine is fading just a little bit, and you're starting to get more of the cherry blossom. If you were a fan of CBL's Cherry Blossom Bamboo, you really like this. A little bit less cherry in this one, but you definitely are getting the green tea vibe on this as well, which kind of comes across with the jasmine as an appley type feeling. I don't know how many shaves are on this razor, but it's getting a little tuggy. But I haven't changed that blade for a while. Really nice. Residual slickness is good. I made way too much lather, I can tell you that. So maybe even a pinky nail worth of soap might be enough. On the second pass, you definitely get a hint, as your nose becomes used to the fragrance, you get a hint of the jasmine for sure. But the cherry blossom is really exploding on this pass, in my opinion. Really a ton of the cherry blossom. Nurse David also mentioned about how the Kamisori is a little bit light, but if you position your fingers right and do kind of an isometric push and pull, it makes it will give the appearance that the blade's a little bit heavier. And what I do for the upward stroke is basically I'll jam this into my palm, and that again makes it feel heavier. It's really evolving into the apple now. And I think that's really the green tea, but it does leave that impression of apple, but it's not overpowering, which is nice. So far, so good. I'm really liking this soap. Doesn't, typical of Holy Black, it doesn't quite have a lot of the residual that some of the other soaps have, but it makes up for it in fragrance. It's nice. And as you can see, you got plenty of lather. I mean, I'm not even touching the surface. I mean, there's a lot more in here. Now you're really on the third pass. You're really getting the cherry blossom with just a hint of the jasmine and a lot of apple. Now I'm sure that this will come out. It sold out in the first, I think, 23 minutes. But a lot of times they'll do the secret stash, and it just won't be in these types of containers. But like them or not, as far as how they do their business practice as far as soaps are concerned, it's still a great product. And I mean, there's some that I've missed out. I missed out on Grapefruit Creeper, and I really wanted that one. Okay. Super slick. That little hiccup from yesterday really isn't causing me any issues. But there's definitely going to be a blade change here. This is not a soap that I would do any cleanup with without putting some soap down. I think you'd be asking for issues. And like I said, a lot of this cleanup is due to this blade going away, I think. But she still flat blades okay, so. This is really a nice journey as far as the fragrance. Really nice. And you really get, you know, you're even getting some of the jasmine come back in on the rinse. So the fragrance is really nice. I would give definitely a 4.5 to a 5 out of the strength of scent. No alum burn at all, which I never expect with that feather razor. And we're going to be using Quinns Cucumber and Mint today. That doesn't give too much of the... oh, great. I forgot to rinse the alum off before that. So now we have cucumber alum. But the soap's nice enough to where the skin properties are good. I'm going to forego the talc. I was going to use an EDT today, and the one that closest matches it is because it is an Oriental, and that's Penhaligon's Endymion concentrate, and the regular Endymion as well. But I think I'm going to just forego that. Now, mixing the cucumber with the jasmine and the cherry blossom, you definitely get an apple vibe. So we'll clean up here real quick. So we did bowl lather today in our Captain's Choice bowl. Okay. And then for the aftershave, we're using the same thing, the Holy Black Bamboo. And this is all done with hand stamping in the traditional Japanese way, and wax covered, and rice paper. Now, it does not, repeat, does not have a reducer, so be really careful. Definitely get the huge hit of the jasmine. You do get a good alcohol burn. Yeah, definitely be careful, because this without a reducer is going to glug out like crazy. Feels good on the face. It does evolve. You're starting to get more of the apple and the cherry blossom. Very nice, though. This definitely could be used in place of an EDP and so forth. So what do we use today? Let's go over that again real quick. For the soap, we use the Holy Black cherry bamboo. Actually, bamboo. Comes in this really neat little steamer. Really pretty cool. We bowl lathered that. For our razor, we used a feather DX Kamisori with a feather Pro Guard. And for the brush, Sorrentino Pillars of Creation with a synthetic knot, and of course the Holy Black Bamboo aftershave. So that's it, folks. Thank you so much for joining us these 3 days. We certainly appreciate it. Stay tuned for next Sunday, where we have a final verdict on the convex honed razor edge from Bill M. And Bill M., thank you so much for sending that to me. I certainly appreciate it. I hope everybody enjoys the remainder of their week. We'll see you again next Sunday. And thanks again for subscribing, liking, and once again, come visit us at theshavingcadre.com. I'm Barber Dave, and this has been Barber Dave's Barbershop at Home. Have a wonderful day.